The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Auto Body and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is brought to you by the Roslyn Social, North Shore's premier rooftop lounge, located in the heart of Roslyn Village at 1363 Old Northern Boulevard. Give them a call, 516-801-4963, and say hi to Nick. Fantastic food, great atmosphere, just a great time all around.
What will you experience at a Knockem Dead Comedy Murder Mystery Show? Suspense, excitement, love, more love, violence. Well, not really. And, of course, some music. Knockem Dead Comedy is the #1 murder mystery troupe, entertaining thousands of people for over 20 years.
You have a great night or what? Good.
Their hilarious murder mystery shows are full of audience interaction from beginning to end that will keep you laughing all night long. Their shows are not to be missed. Knockem Dead Comedy's murder mystery themes include a mob show, a redneck wedding, a high school reunion, a family reunion with a luau theme, or your own custom show.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what?
I had an awesome time.
All right. You had a great time. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
Fundraisers, private parties, corporate events, restaurants, and more. Contact Knockem Dead Comedy for your event today. What will you...
This is Cubs Radio.
Cubs Radio.
With me in your head, because I didn't.
No, I did. I told
hear any of this. This is all like completely new stuff. So weirdo. I feel like you need to move over more because the thing's right in your face. $10 seconds.
This is Cubs Radio.
Cubs Radio.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show, coming at you live from Governor's Comedy Club, the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. Thanks for joining us this morning. GovsRadio.com is the website. You can see our show there live right now.
We are having so much fun, and we know you're going to love our next guest. His name is Tony Walker, and he is a comedy guy. Comedy cures everything. So.
Absolutely. I had cancer at the age of 32, and I do believe that the laughter and the positive attitude got me through it just as much as the medications did, which led to the comedy troupe that I run called Knockem Dead Comedy. We do dinner theater, murder mysteries, game shows, kid shows, we're not stand-up or anything like that. Just comedy shows, variety shows.
You go to restaurants and where else? Like theaters?
Restaurants, private parties, corporate events, fundraisers. Did I say fundraisers?
Fundraisers, firehouse.
Comedy shows, they're murder mysteries, they're audience participation. It's a scripted show because there's clues and hints that have to go out, but it's not a don't blink or you'll miss something. It's not Agatha Christie.
Right.
It's a comedy. It's lighthearted, but one of the characters does get killed,
Right.
and then the audience has to figure out who did it and why. And if it's a private party or a corporate event, we personalize it to fit their event.
Now, do you ask the audience for help with the mysteries? Or
Yeah, they solve it.
All by themselves.
Based on what they saw during the show, we even give them a little section where they can interrogate the suspects.
Oh, that's
and,
fun.
So we'll deflect, deny, point fingers at other characters, but everybody makes the rounds throughout the whole room and
Okay.
talks to people.
The show is guaranteed. It's 100% guaranteed fun.
Totally.
Everywhere we go,
Always.
everybody loves that show.
The audience they just get so involved, and there's just such a part of the show, and that makes it even better.
Other things that you do aside
Yeah,
from
we
mystery.
do game shows. Oh, the game show, we have a podium with lights and buzzers and sounds, and it's basically
Like
a
a
trivia
Family
game
Feud.
show, or it
Right.
could be, again, we ad-lib with that too. So they may want a trivia game show, but if we show up and they're a loud, boisterous group and they're a lot of fun, we could ask them to do funny physical challenges or do some karaoke or whatever, or name that tune, whatever we feel like doing, and they'll be willing to do. We'll take it there.
What movie introduced the phrase, "There's no crying in baseball"?
What letter comes after A? Go ahead. B is correct!
Is there a favorite skit that you do that just still cracks you up every time you do it?
We do a lot of audience participation murder mystery shows, comedic murder mystery shows. And there's two shows. We have a mob show. We're in New York. You have to have the mob shows. And we have a redneck wedding, which is just
Oh, that I have
it's
to
a
come
lot
see
of
that
fun.
one.
You're welcome
Yeah!
anytime. Anytime. In fact, I even
Well,
brought
growing
you
up
a
in
shirt.
St. Louis, Missouri, I have to say you did.
Oh, of course I did. That you will wear
Hey!
everywhere you go. In fact, I have a whole bunch there. I'm giving one out to everybody.
Everywhere I go. Okay.
That's right.
There you go.
Knockem Dead Comedy.
Oh,
we
that's
call it.
great.
Can I
Knockem Dead
pretend I'm
Comedy.
drinking something here?
Excellent. Yeah, you can pretend like you're
Thanks,
drinking something.
I'm having fun on the set.
We actually do put water in it when guests ask.
Just
we
not
do. But
this
if you
guest,
but if you don't ask ahead of time, wait. This one's full of water. You ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. There you go.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what? Had an awesome time. All right. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony and Sallie on the Knockem Dead radio show. They're going to keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie. Hey, how do you say it?
Okay.
Okay, we'll just do that for now.
Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. It is February.
Last day of February, 28th.
Last day of February. We're getting closer to spring. It's Monday. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Podcast, coming at you live on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. Please like and share our shows, as you see on the graphic. Please like and share our shows. Hit that thumbs up on YouTube like somebody already did. Thank you very much. Please copy and share the link and post it on all your social media spots, your social media places, your social media platforms. And we thank you for spreading the word. Please spread the word on all the great shows here in Gov's Comedy Club Podcasts, like Flip Tracks Radio that's on tonight, like Steve Squared that's on tonight, like the one-time specials we have, like the Q&A we have with Elio Pace this afternoon at 3 o'clock. Looking forward to that. Although that would not be a one-time special. That would be a two-time special so far. This is our second Q&A with Elio as he gets ready to launch his next tour. We are coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. The legendary comedy club. Been here for over 40 years, where so many big-time comedians have gotten their start here. Guess who's playing there this weekend? Here at Governor's in Levittown. Just take a guess.
Joey Cola. Just whenever you look at me, I say Joey Cola.
That's a
for
good
no
idea.
other reason.
Well, I don't know who's playing here this weekend because the website doesn't say.
Oh, really? The website's down?
What?
The website's down or something?
No, the website's up. It just doesn't have anybody listed for the club in Levittown this weekend.
Oh, boy.
But what they do have listed is the Giggle Room here in Governor's in Levittown, where Carrie Karavis is playing on Friday. And on Saturday, Shut Up Stupid, Tim Saliani and the gang will be in the Giggle Room on Saturday. So that's going to be a lot of fun. The Brokerage in Belmore, Mick Thomas on Friday, Joe DeVito on Saturday, and then McGuire's out in Bohemia, Joe DeVito Friday, Mick Thomas Saturday.
Oh, nice.
So lots of opportunities to see those guys. Lots of great comedians right there. Carrie Karavis, Mick Thomas, Joe DeVito, Tim Saliani, Carla Okerson, Mike Keegan, and whoever else. And don't forget, April 1st, in that Giggle Room, a hilarious murder mystery, a mob-themed murder mystery like you've never seen before, presented by Knockem Dead Comedy. It's going to be hilarious. It's going to be a lot of fun. And you get to vote and solve the crime. You get to solve the crime. And you get to see Jeff Bosey like you've never seen him before. You do not want to miss Jeff Bosey in this show. It's going to be hilarious. It's going to be a lot of fun. Go to govs.com to get your tickets for this murder mystery, for all their shows. Go to govs.com to see their full lineup and make your reservations to all the shows. If you come to the murder mystery show, you'll get, I'm going to hand out those air fresheners to everybody in the audience.
Really?
Yes, I'm going to grab that bag at the end of the show and just throw the air fresheners into the audience. Because we have so many.
Because they smell.
And they smell wonderful.
Oh, I thought you meant the people that come to see our show.
Oh, because they smell, yes. We have smelly audience. I have no idea what we're talking about. But yeah, I'm going to throw those things into the audience. So you get a free prize. So come on down April 1st. And again, go to govs.com to get their full schedule and make your reservations. And go to knockemdeadcomedy.com to see what we got going on and all the information you need if you're having a corporate event, if you're having a fundraiser, any type of party, a Sweet 16, a bachelorette party, anything. Contact us and we'll provide some great entertainment for you. I did the share of the show. I did April 1st. Elio today at 3 o'clock. I did that already. And please, if you'd like to start your own podcast, whether you want to do a video or just an audio, or you need to make some kind of video, like an in-house thing for your corporation, or you're doing a commercial, or you want to do a voiceover, whatever it is, video or audio, we'll hook you up. You want to do a live podcast, we can help you out with that. You want to just record a podcast and show it yourself, we can help you with that. Cameras, microphones, lights, Zoom, phone capabilities, graphics, all sorts of cool stuff right here in this wonderful studio. Spacious, with couches and comfortable chairs and lighting and all sorts of cool stuff. Oh, that's a weird shot.
Yeah, it's just a frozen snapshot.
Hocus pocus, Sallie disappeared.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, so get in touch with us if you'd like to use some studio time here. Contact us on our Facebook page, Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. That's the name of the Facebook page. And that is also the name of our YouTube channel. That is where we are interacting with you guys this morning. We thank whoever hit the heart, the thumbs up there. And people are watching. Hope everybody had a great weekend. James Thompson, what's up, Sallie and Tony? Good morning. Good morning, pal. Good morning, DJ. Good morning, Jeff. Yeah, do it in the giggle room, says Andy Plajanos. Do it everywhere. Do it everywhere. That's our motto. Message. That's what? Our motto. Our motto. Do it everywhere with your fellow knockers.
Yes.
How was your weekend?
See? Oh, typical. We did the green room. That was fun.
We did do the green room show on Saturday night. We had a blast.
Sill.
Don Sill, Jeff Bosey, Benny Rizzuti was our surprise co-host, I guess, if you will. We didn't even know Benny was coming.
It was a big surprise.
He just walked in.
Yeah.
And we met some new and up-and-coming comedians. We met Joe Cravella. We met Dan something or another. We met Austin Brooks. We met Courtney Ortera.
They were all really nice and funny.
Yeah, they were very funny. We had a lot of laughs with them. Andy Plajanos, we were talking about you. I got a lot of these guys coming back
cool.
for this show in the next few weeks. Yeah, we had an absolute blast. And, of course, Anthony Acumia stopped in, and so did Gino, also from Compound Media. Gino, forgive me, I'm forgetting his name already. I'll get it. It was, and Don Jameson, comedian Don Jameson, was lost in the hallway, and he walked in here and then realized this was not the room he wanted to walk into, so he just turned around and walked out.
It's okay. I know you were looking forward to seeing him. But it was nice that, the other guys came in and gave, a little bit of their time, and they were, you could tell that they came in and, did some effort. They just didn't walk in and, were like, hey,
Well, just the last thing
they're very professional.
The last thing I just want to say about Don Jameson is he used to host a show called That Metal Show. It was a show about heavy metal music.
Oh, not like, Metal Shop or something like that.
No.
Oh, because you could build some pretty cool things.
Gino Bisconti. Gino Bisconti was one who stepped in here. Was very funny. He actually hung out a little bit with us before the show, where he talked about having to go to the bathroom.
He had to go poopy.
Very, very funny guy. Had a lot of laughs. He stayed for a few minutes and really had a lot of laughs with us. He was great. Don Jameson used to host a show called That Metal Show. It was about heavy metal music and about hard rock music. He hosted it with a guy named Eddie Trunk, who hosts a lot of music shows, and another comedian, Jim Florentine, who's done some work with Howard Stern. He's around quite a bit. And I'm bringing this up because, and the reason I wanted to talk to Don Jameson so much was because That Metal Show, they used to have guests and, various, musicians and whatnot. And these guys, they didn't just sit there and ask questions. They talked to these guys and they made them feel comfortable. They had a lot of laughs. They did some bits with them. They played games. They just did a great job with these guests.
Yeah, sounds like stuff you love.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I think we pride ourselves on the Saturday night show, and even this show, we pride ourselves on just talking with our guests, not so much as straight interviews. So tell me when you first realized you wanted to do comedy. We do ask questions like that, but
who's your favorite comedian?
Right.
Ugh.
But we joke around about their lives, about things, and we'll talk about other things to make them comfortable. So these guys really kind of showed me, when we decided to do this, they were one of the people I thought about when we first came in here to do the show, which, by the way, another 2 weeks is our 4th anniversary.
Wow.
So, so when we first were thinking about what we were going to do and how we were going to do it, for me personally, I thought about a lot of different types of shows, but those guys were definitely included in that. So, so I just wanted to mention Don Jameson for that. But to get Anthony Cumia in here, first off, thank you to Joe Curry, our friend Joe Curry, great comedian. He's in here regularly. He was with us on the Saturday show a few weeks ago. Great guy, great comedian. You caught it with your great camera work there.
I know. I was on the ball. I was thinking, I was proud of my work. It sounds silly, but
you see Joe Curry leading Cumia in here. So Curry and Cumia go back to their childhoods. That's how long they've known each other. So Cumia definitely said to this guy, "Hey, these guys are my friends. They do a good show in here. Can you just stop in there?"
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Again,
that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you again, Joe Curry, for that. And thank you, Anthony Cumia, for stepping in. He stepped in. That's when your job got hard because he wouldn't sit. He only stayed for a minute. He had to get going because he was about to go on stage. So he grabbed our mic over there and just kind of leaned into it, and we don't have a camera angle for that. So so it was a little tough at first, but finally you saw an opportunity and you moved the camera.
Yeah, I just ran over and started moving cameras because I didn't want to scare him away. Like I asked him first, like, "Oh, can you sit down?" Or
and he's like, "No, I gotta go."
And he's like, "No, I gotta go." And I figured if I asked him again,
forget it. Yeah.
he'd be like, "No, it's okay," and then he'd run. So I was like, "Uh-oh." And we have 5 cameras in here, and they're all set at an angle to pretty much get everything, but not someone standing in the middle of the room leaning. I haven't figured that angle out. And it is like when I do a show with Tony or some of the other guys where it's just 2 people sitting here, there's a lot to worry about. But as far as being all over the place, like when Don had his put up stand up, what was it?
Shut up, stand up?
Yeah, that was one of the shows. Halfway through, I could feel the sweat on the back of my head because I was you're trying to get one person says something across the room and try to get that angle, and this mic has to be off now because those 2 people in the corner are talking because they don't realize we can hear them, and then I have to remember to turn them back on when they face us, and it's all over the place. So Saturday night is definitely like that because people are coming and go. We actually put a microphone right at the sliding door so we can I can't even get you that angle because I didn't turn that camera on today. But we get people walking down the hallway, and we have a microphone on. And but you can't keep the microphone on all the time because it picks up all the noise of the hallway. So you have to keep your finger on it as people might say something. It's a lot to do. So
you did eventually turn the camera on Cumia, and you got a good shot of him. And it was nice to capture that moment. Very supportive. He was talking about how he loved the studio here, and said we were doing a great job. I have met him before, so I do believe he is familiar with what we're doing in here.
Oh, good.
So it was cool to hear him be so supportive and just give us his time. And he was funny, and he was talking about comedy, and he's fairly new to stand up. I don't know what his original goal was, but his claim to fame, he started out doing the Opie and Anthony show. He used to do a lot of impressions. I don't know, maybe that was his thing. Maybe he was going to be an impressionist. I don't know. I have to look that up. But he eventually started Compound Media and is now doing stage time. He tours with the Compound Media guys, and they do live shows.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was that was a big moment. And Don was just...
Yeah, Don
was glowing
really
after
was...
that.
For weeks, he had been looking forward to having him, hopefully getting him in here and having him on. And normally Don, he just keeps up with the comedians and he asks great questions. And this was Don, the whole time he was here. He was so happy that he was in the room that I was waiting for you to just shove him to get him out of his.
But yeah, he admitted later that he was starstruck. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just so funny to see.
I mean, we weren't even like that when we met Brian May. We were at least.
Yeah.
We were at least able to mutter words out. Don was just. I mean, no, I'm kidding. He was talking to him, but But you could see it all over him.
You could tell that it meant something to him, which was cute.
Which is great.
So I was like watching Don, being happy for Don, rather than watching
Well,
Anthony.
yeah, I
I
mean,
was just
Don.
so happy for Don.
We've talked about it before. Don, he's been doing shows like this, like our Green Room show. He's been doing that since the '90s.
And he doesn't get starstruck. So.
He doesn't. But this time he did.
So it caught me
and
like
that's
off
fine.
guard a little bit.
It happens to everybody.
It was
Everybody
cute.
gets starstruck.
Yeah.
A lot of people say they don't get starstruck, but I personally don't believe that.
I really don't. Think of a time I've gotten starstruck.
Well, when Andy Garcia touched your boob, you were just like, and you just started like.
No, I wasn't. I
Yes,
was just
you
like,
were. You
I
were
was
totally
like,
like-
holy crap! Did I just get felt up by some?
Yeah, and you looked at me with a big smile.
Because it was funny. I wasn't starstruck. Tell me a time like I was starstruck. I mean, I could be wrong, but I just.
If you met, who's that guy that writes for the New York Times? Klugman?
Oh yeah.
If you met, what's his name?
I can't even think of his first name.
Paul
Krugman.
Klugman, is that it?
Krugman.
Krugman with an R?
Yeah, I like his writing. I haven't read him in a long time. I should check him out again.
If you bumped into him, I bet you'd be him and Mark Ruffalo. You would be starstruck if you met those two
I'm
guys.
kind of over the Mark Ruffalo, so I don't even have that anymore.
You're over the Mark Ruffalo?
I think I'm a little over him.
Why?
Oh, I like him, but I'm not like, oh yeah, he floats my boat.
But you were. What happened to that?
I don't know. That hasn't happened to you. Like at first, you like, oh, this person's, the person floats your boat, and then after a while, you're like, I don't know what I saw in them.
Jodie Foster's been at the top of my list since the mid '80s, and then Sheryl Crow popped. She, she just edged Jodie Foster out by a notch, in the early '90s.
Okay,
But
so Sheryl Crow is your one.
And that list. That hasn't changed since the early '90s. My list has not changed.
Yeah.
But yours has.
Yeah, but I don't have a replacement yet.
I think it's Tim Saliani.
He's everyone's.
Not mine.
You sure?
Positive.
Oh.
So yeah, it was a great weekend. Joey Cola was on TV this weekend.
Yes.
He was on Blue Bloods.
Mm-hmm.
If you go on Facebook, his daughter posted the clip.
Oh, good.
Which I thought there'd be more.
Oh, you watched it without me.
I watched the
cheated
clip.
on me. You clip cheated.
You watch right now. It's less than a minute.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Although I could have sworn he said he was in two parts of the show, so I don't know if if they cut it out, or maybe or Joey and his daughter didn't post it. I downloaded the episode, but it turns out it wasn't the right episode that I downloaded.
Oh, no.
So I don't know what's going on. Over Mark Ruffalo, I think you mean under Mark Ruffalo. Over or under, I think she'd take it. But congratulations to Joey. The scene that I saw was just him doing what he does.
Him doing
doing the warm up.
Nice.
For a fictional talk show host.
Yeah.
But it was like a Rachel Ray type set. I mean, they filmed it on the Rachel Ray set. So.
Nice.
Yes,
I'm happy for him.
congratulations to Joey. Yeah, that was cool.
I like when good things happen to really nice people.
That's right. And then, of course, the big personal news.
You're pregnant. By Sheryl Crow's baby.
Oh, we could get a lot of money if that was the case.
Yeah?
Could we?
Oh, yeah. Well, we would just get child support from her.
That's fine.
It's not like you can divorce her and have her money or anything.
I bet I'd still get a good chunk of change. Plus, and we'd get into her concerts for free. And maybe she can introduce me to Eric Clapton. That'd be cool. Or Stevie Nicks. Stevie Nicks is still
Why,
hot.
she's really good friends with her?
Oh, yeah, her and Stevie Nicks are, they work together
But like
quite
Stevie
often.
Nicks is like a mentor or something?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, they work together quite often. The Green Room Show, says Jeff Bosey, we're super busy and super fun. Thank you, pal. Jeff grabbed some of these comedians and brought them in. Now, Jeff, what happened to you? You performed last night at the open mic, and then they threw you on the main stage, which is fantastic.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
So, yeah, we need details, Jeff. We need details.
Wow, that must have been a moment.
Absolutely.
Nice, Jeff.
So I want to hear more about that, Jeff. But no, the personal news. Zach, our Zach, He works. There's a streaming service called PureFlix. It's a streaming service that shows. I don't know if it's all faith-based related content. It's 100% faith-based.
I think so.
Zach works on their #1 rated series. It's a series called Welcome to Hope. I know nothing about it, to be honest with you. I've never seen it because I don't have PureFlix. But Zach works on the show. As of tomorrow, he is the 2nd assistant director.
Nice.
That's pretty big.
Yeah. He works hard and he loves it. So I'm so happy for him, you know? Like he could be on the set for like 14 hours and he's like, oh, it flew by.
Yeah.
Like it's nice to see him really love this.
Yeah, he's been loving every minute of it and he's excited. So basically he's the number 2. He's
Not
the number 2. He's the number 2 right-hand person to the director. So the director you have the director, you have the assistant director, then you have the 2nd assistant director, which is Zach. He was calling shots one day the other day. I forget which day it was, but he was calling shots the other day. So he's almost like, like the 3rd in command.
Yeah, but he started off as like, I don't know what you call like a
production
gopher.
assistant.
Yeah, okay. So he was like running around, helping do whatever he could. So they saw something in him, which is great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Turns out there's a guy that was an actor on the Gotham TV series. He's been on this show, so Zach's been all excited.
Yeah.
He's been hanging out.
He must have like the Don look of.
This guy, I forget his last name. This guy's first name is Stink.
Really?
Stink.
That's an unfortunate name.
Well, he must be okay with it. Otherwise, you'd think he'd change it, for a stage name, like Stank or Stuck, or Stash. I don't know, but he didn't change it, so his name is still Stink.
What's his last name? Maybe
That's
it's like
what
short.
I said. I don't remember his last name.
Yeah, but maybe it's short for something. Like maybe his last name. Like people will shorten someone's last name, and that's their name.
So you think his name might be Stinkerson?
Something like that.
Stinkericious?
I'm just guessing.
Stinkberg?
Maybe.
Have you ever heard a name with the word stink in it?
Stinkalicious. I don't know.
Stinkorama?
Yeah.
Stinkerstein?
Stinkerstein. I think it's Stinkerstein.
Stinkerstein.
So he just went with Stink, which I would, if I was stuck with Stink or Sting, I would go with Stink.
I think I would go with Steen.
I think I'd just change
I would just go
my
with
name.
with
That's why there's a lot of Smiths and Jones. People got like stuck with bad names.
So congratulations to Zach. Very excited, very happy for him. Hopefully this is the start of big things to come for him.
It's a start, but he's started doing other things like over the last few years. It's not like he just got this one big break. He's been working really hard at this. So
yeah, but this is definitely the first big break, and hopefully not the last, and hopefully it's the beginning of a steady climb up.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Well, when he was on the Donna Drake show, he was just going to go there and like help out and stuff, and then he started doing. He was a cameraman, and they were like, "Oh, you're just like an intern," and then they just started giving him like, a few bucks here and there because they were just so happy to see him. So he's been working at this for a long time.
Graduating this coming May or June from college, so he needs to work. So so that's great. Very happy for him. Very excited. As you can tell, very excited.
Oh, you are. You're very proud of him.
Yeah, very excited. This is great news.
I think if our kids like knew for like 1 second how much we care about them, their brains would explode.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of names, so we've been talking about a few times. We talked about the name that you talked about on Hershey and the Keegs.
Yes.
But we have not called out Mark Hirschman on his mistake of a name. We have not done that yet.
I don't remember what that is.
He messed up your name.
He did?
Off the air.
Off the air? Like, what did he call me?
Well, you were sending.
I don't remember this.
You were giving him your email address.
Yeah. Oh, my last name.
Well, yeah, pretty much. Yes.
Yeah. You want to do it? Good.
Oh, yeah, I was waiting for you to do it.
No,
All I got
go.
was...
No, well, you're like you're like such a list maker these days with your checkoffs and stuff.
These days?
I'm
I've
not
been
like
doing this since day one.
I know. I'm not like making fun of you. I think it's
Oh,
cool.
I don't care.
Because, it's like, it's nice that you're like so organized. I like it.
But what did that have to do with you telling the story?
Because you were like, like, let's talk about this. So I don't know if you had something to say. You do it.
Oh, all right. So you were giving Hirschman your email address so you can send each other naked photos.
Yeah.
Yeah. And your email address is your name.
Right.
Your full name.
Yes.
The O'Neill and the Darby.
Yeah.
So did he not know your last name?
No. Why would he? I actually just met Mark. Like when he came in to do the show, I think it's like I don't know that I've met him before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I don't go to your poker things, and that's the only time he's here, right?
I thought you were my poker thing. Really, that's the only. But he's been around here at the club and stuff. Like I've been around him outside of the poker.
But he says himself he only does stand up 4 times a year. So I didn't catch it. I've never seen a stand up, and I don't think he hangs around. Yeah, I really like him. So
well, yeah, because all right. So he looked at your email and he goes.
So he wouldn't even know who I was until the first second he saw me.
So he looked at it and he goes, "Sallie won ill," and he was serious.
Yeah.
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 So he thought you were being you had some kind of creative email address.
Yeah.
Sallie won ill, and it turned out it's just Sallie O'Neill.
Yeah.
That he just.
And I never even thought about that way. So like with O'Neill, because like when you learn in typing class or whenever I did write my name out, I would always put the apostrophe like O'Neill, Oneill, but I never saw it as one ill before, so it's really funny.
There's one ill.
One ill.
Remember that was you be illin'. Remember that was.
No.
That was the hip hop slang back in the 80s.
Sounds like
Who
someone
had the
is
song?
sick.
Was it Rum DMC? They had a song called "You Be Illin."
And is that
Illin. You be illin. Illin. That's all I know.
Does that mean someone's sick or something?
Like now people watch TV. Oh, that was sick. It's almost the same thing. As far as I know, I'm probably completely wrong.
I get it.
Because I know you look at this and you just see hip hop.
I'm so out of it.
Yeah.
Which,
I was never in it.
Why I got tricked into saying
yeah.
Nick's name.
Yes. James Thompson wants to know why you have never been down to the poker game. And he says you should be.
What night of the week is it usually?
It's usually Mondays or Tuesdays, mostly Mondays.
Mondays?
We haven't shot one. What was it, James? December we shot one? And we haven't shot one since.
Yeah.
I mean, we got enough. We got episodes airing every Friday until the end of March. But Don Sill's been doing like 99% of the editing. I've done a tiny bit.
And he's busy.
Yeah, but he still does a tremendous job. But he said he's going to try and get more together by the end of March so that we can keep it going past the end of March. So yeah, we're just trying to use the footage we have and hope that it kind of kicks in and gets some legs before we continue. So hopefully it gets some kind of traction. The first few episodes that we started in February got a few hundred views. So I don't know. Hopefully it's a start. But yeah, so that was Hirschman. So I'm still trying to learn these glasses here and try to get the right.
I know it
angle
takes
to see.
weeks
It's
and weeks.
annoying.
It takes most people 2 weeks, and so you should take 6 weeks. No offense, but change is not your middle name. So
well, distance I'm doing okay. It's stuff that's closer up. I still haven't figured out the angle because I want to read Dorsey. He talked about what happened. I came down to the open mic. I got to partially host that room. See, now what does that even mean? How did that happen? It was Rocco's open mic, right? And I came also to support what? And I came also to support Jeannie Marie because she was doing the main room. Oh, so Jeannie Marie, who was also in here on Saturday night, first time I met her. She seems very nice.
Yep.
She was in the big room? Wow. But earlier, the owner came up to me and said, stick around. I'm going to put you up tonight. Needless to say, I was super happy and grateful.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So who are we talking about? James? James just came up to you out of nowhere and said, stick around tonight. I'm putting you up in the main room. I'm like,
that's great.
I'm thrilled for Jeff. This is freaking huge.
Again, very happy for someone who, like, when good things happen to really nice people.
Absolutely.
It's my sentence for the day. Yeah, that's great. That's cool.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. We always talk about how supportive Jeff is of everybody in this building, whether it's in this room, the giggle room, the big room. You know, so this is just fantastic. So congratulations to you, pal. So some other big news: the mask mandate ends in schools as of Wednesday.
Yeah, so I said that to Kevin. I was like, hey, you guys, as far as I know, you don't have to wear your mask on Wednesday. And he goes, yeah, I'm going to wear it anyway. I'm like, why? Why would you ever wear it if you don't have to? And he's like, because people are gross. I'm like, and so, the maturity of me, I'm like, you're gross. was the conversation.
I would have sneezed on him.
But I was like, probably because he doesn't wear glasses. If he wore the people that wear glasses,
you want to rephrase that?
Well, he doesn't wear the glasses he's supposed to.
He has glasses. He just won't wear them.
He has the same prescription as you. Wasn't that weird? Like Tony just got glasses. A couple weeks ago?
It'll be 2 weeks ago this coming Wednesday.
And so Kevin has
the same day as the mandate.
Kevin has had glasses for like 3 years, and when I see him really studying and getting his work done, then I'll see him put his glasses on, but he doesn't bring them to school. And so
dummy,
he took your glasses off your head, and he was gonna do that thing where you put someone's glasses on and go like, "Ooh, this is weird." So he put them on, and I could see his face. He puts them on, and he's like, and he goes, "It's exactly my." And then so he went and got his glasses, and you put them on. You were like, "Wow, this is exactly."
It wasn't exactly, but it was pretty damn close.
Isn't that funny?
But why aren't you yelling at him to wear his glasses?
I love yell at him. What should I yell at him about?
About not wearing his glasses.
I do. And because here's the thing. I have a ophthalmologist appointment for him.
Okay.
Coming up, because he has one eye that he can see completely normal out of, and the other eye he doesn't even use. So it's like so weird. And so I want to see if maybe he can just, surgically fix the one eye, and then he doesn't have to wear glasses.
But you just said he got glasses 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. I think it's safe to say he's worn them a handful of times.
I think
so.
He
Why
probably has worn them 20 times. Is probably in 3 years.
That's not even a month.
Well, because his answer to me is, but I can see perfectly out of one eye. So
all right. So, but he doesn't walk around like this.
Right.
And now, whenever I take my glasses off, I realize how bad my eyes were because everything is blurry.
Yeah.
Unless actually, this is right here in front of me is not blurry.
It's only downhill from the second you put your first pair of glasses on.
Right, which is why you should be yelling at him. If me and him have a very similar prescription, that means what I'm looking at is probably what he's going through, which means as a new driver, he can't see signs.
Well, he can out of the one eye.
Is he driving like this?
He's just always used one eye. I don't know. We didn't even know until me and Sam went to the a doctor's appointment. I took both the kids to a pediatrician, and when they stand the kid in the hallway and they have them read the eye chart. Kevin's on the funny side. So when the doctor told him to find the first line that he could read, me and Sam just thought he was kidding with us. We honestly thought he was just, And then it turned out that he really can't see out of one eye. So
that made no sense.
But the other eye, he sees almost fine.
No, wait a minute. You skipped a sentence or something. What did he do that was so funny?
He had to go. He went. He was other than I think the first letter was E, as I can remember, and then the second line down are 2 letters. He could barely read the third line, covering his good eye.
So you when he couldn't read it, you thought he was joking?
We just thought he was joking because me and Sam were reading the bottom line,
Yeah, but then he did something. But then he did do something. He memorized the eye chart when he was close to it. So then when he sat down to read the eye chart for the examination, he'll rattled it off.
Too.
So his eyes are actually probably worse than we even think.
Yeah, he does. He did that for the
You
DMV.
should be yelling at him.
He memorized the DMV chart and then just because he has a really good memory. You're like he's really. You could say, "Oh, please do pi." He's like 3.41.
He cannot see the signs when he's driving. He's a brand new driver. He's been driving.
No, his other eye is much better.
It's impossible to cancel out an eye.
He's done it.
And I call bullshit on that.
Well, like I said, I've got a doctor's appointment for him, so.
Just tear his eyes out. Teach him a lesson. Yes, James, school mask mandate is over. I guess the governor didn't see her shadow. No 6 more weeks of masking.
Yeah, that'll be amazing.
Yeah, that's great news.
I went food shopping for the first time last week, and half the people didn't have masks on. I was so happy.
Yeah, that to me has been a sign of good things to come. Like you walk somewhere and you see the employees aren't even wearing masks.
Yeah.
Anymore. I mean, some are, but most of them aren't. It's like, oh, here we go. We're finally getting back.
Yeah, Sam's a busboy in a restaurant. He doesn't have to wear them anymore.
Very nice.
Yep.
Very nice.
It'd be nice to get back to normal. Hope it just stays that way.
Oh, here's a cool thing that I think you'll like. So, baseball, still in negotiations, still trying to salvage this season. They've already said that the start of spring training has been delayed, which is obvious because spring training would have started already. But this week, if they can get a deal done this week, then opening day will start as scheduled.
Okay.
If they don't, opening day will probably be pushed back to who knows when because, again, the talks are still ongoing. So we got our fingers crossed. But in the meantime, amid a changing landscape across baseball, I'm just looking for the right angle.
Oh.
Amid a changing landscape across baseball, the New York Mets have made an historic hire by bringing on Elizabeth Benn to be their director of Major League Operations. Benn becomes the highest-ranking woman baseball ops employee in franchise history.
And we're just going into Women's Month is March.
Women's History Month, right? Yeah.
What does that job do?
Major League Operations. It's basically like
operations director
everything.
of all teams or just the
Mets?
No,
the Mets.
Just the Mets. So just the operations of the Mets.
Just the operations manager for the Mets. This is a big deal.
What did she do before?
An MLB employee since 2017, Ben worked for the league front office in youth programs, labor relations, and since 2020, baseball operations. She is a University of Toronto and Columbia University graduate and an avid baseball player. Since 2016, Ben has pitched in the New York City Metro Baseball League. She was the first woman to play in that league, the New York City Metro Baseball League. In addition to Ben, the Mets recently hired Gretchen Aucoin. I don't know if I'm saying that right. A-U-Coin, C-O-I-N. Aucoin. I-U-Coin.
Please stop.
They hired Gretchen, the first on-field female coach in franchise history. She's coaching a minor league team.
Wow.
She follows in the footsteps of the San Francisco Giants, Alyssa Knockem, the first full-time female coach in Major League history, and the Yankees, Rachel Balkovec, who recently became the first woman to manage a Major League affiliated team. Oh, she's a manager for one of the Yankees minor league teams. So yeah, that's a big deal.
It's a big deal because it's not like like basketball, right? The game's the same, but baseball and softball. If you grew up playing softball, there's some differences. It's a lot to learn, and people that live and breathe baseball their whole lives since t-ball. It's good. I'm glad they're doing that. Did they do well? Are there any complaints?
What do you mean?
Like just, women taking over these positions that,
Doesn't say. I don't know the San Francisco Giants, Alyssa Knockem. I don't know when she started. Or I take that back. Even the Yankees girl, I don't know when they started. They may have just been hired 2 weeks ago, for all I know.
Yeah, okay.
So maybe they haven't even started yet. I don't know. But it's still big news. It's still encouraging.
I would for like, in, corporate places, I've worked for women who were directors of operation, and I always really liked it. They get their shit done.
I've been saying
they don't screw around much.
Does the color look off to you? Is it just that screen? How does it look there?
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's good.
Yeah.
What do you want more of?
I don't know. It looks kind of dull.
Well,
we look pale.
Yeah, it looks like I have like a off-white shirt, but I have a pink shirt.
Yeah.
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 All right, I'll play with it a little bit.
Yeah, you will.
Let's see. Nope, that's the other way.
Well, there you go. No.
Is that good?
No, actually a little bit more.
All right.
I would go a little bit more. I would go a little bit more pink.
But that makes us purple. I think that's good.
I don't like that. I think we're still pale. I think it's a step in the right direction. I think it's something that should have been done a long time ago. And hopefully it just continues from there, where women become more powerful, more in charge of stuff. And hopefully it's a step in the right direction where we finally get a woman president. We're so overdue.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I think if you want peace in the world where there's absolutely no fighting, no war, women in charge.
We need a female Russian president.
Mrs. Putin. Is there a Mrs. Putin?
I know that there was, but I think she divorced him. So I don't know if she's alive because you know how he is.
I was just about to ask that.
But I remember there was like a 2020 episode, I don't know, 20 years ago, where she was going to be marrying him, and I was like, uh-oh,
How long has he been
I don't know.
charge? It's been a long time.
I don't remember what was Gorbachev? Like
Gorbachev?
Was he who did he replace? I don't remember. No, there was a guy after him.
There was somebody in between them, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do they not have term limits there?
No, I think they just kill people.
Yeah, hopefully that situation gets taken care of quickly.
Yeah, they're starting to do
they're
things
talking,
like.
right?
Well, I just think they're like Google and YouTube and Facebook and all these other places have gotten together, and they're not allowing ads from Russia to go through anymore, and they're hurting them that way. They're they're pulling finances from the country. So once you start having rich Russian people pissed off that they can't get to their accounts, things start to change. You got to follow the money. So you can't just be like, oh, please don't do that. It'll be bad. You have to be like, yeah, you don't have your money anymore. Then they stop.
Hit him in the wallet.
Yep.
And he kicked him in the ding-ding. Jeff Bosey. Well, I got to co-host with Steve Rocco Perillo because he also did time in the main room. So it was like running a marathon. It was very cool. Very nice. Fremder, women in sports gives a new meaning to taking one for the team. Oh, my goodness. No, you could be taking one for the team in that regard before women were a part of the team. If you went that way. How about that Michael Keaton?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Yeah, the SAG Awards.
Maybe he's replacing Mark Ruffalo for you.
I like him. Yeah, I just think he's...
Who doesn't like Michael Keaton?
Always liked him. I always thought he was just a good, decent guy. And he never disappoints in a movie. He could do everything. He's funny. He's got great comedic timing. He can do drama. He's interesting. He's interesting to just watch.
He's one of those guys where you don't think of like Batman. You don't think of him for a role, but then when you hear he's doing it, like, oh, okay.
Yeah, when he takes it on, you're like, if he takes a role on, it's going to be good.
And not every movie he's made was good, but yeah, I can't recall a bad performance.
No.
Like even in his bad movies, That multiplicity was kind of bleh.
But cute.
But he was funny. Like so,
Pacific Heights.
Well, that wasn't a bad movie.
Right. Well, it was a little.
movie.
I saw it like not that long ago, and I'm like, oh, this is cheesier than I thought. But
you thought it was cheesy?
I don't know. Maybe it's just the year that it was made.
I didn't think it was cheesy when we watched it again, but what I did think was it just wasn't as scary. It was probably scary back then, but movies have evolved and times have changed, so it just wasn't as scary as I originally remembered it.
And the guy that played the main character, Muldoon, Matthew Muldoon.
Matthew Modine.
He's
not that good of an actor.
It's every time like you see, like a perfect example. Every movie I see with Michael Keaton in it, I'm like, man, he's an underrated actor. And then every time I see Matthew Modine, I'm like, yeah, he's not as good as people think he is. He just got lucky with good movies.
Well,
carried him.
I thought he was very good in Full Metal Jacket.
Because that was an amazing movie.
No, I thought he was good in it.
Other people could have done that role.
I'll give you that. Other people could have done the role.
I would have liked anyone else to do that role.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You really hate Matthew Modine.
I don't really hate him. I don't. In fact, when I saw that movie, I was like, oh, that's a great movie. And I didn't feel anything about him. But every time I see him in a movie, I'm like, he's really not that great.
He doesn't have a wide range. He's good. When he's put in the right role, he's good because
he's in a good movie. And it carries him.
Or the character calls for the type of character he plays.
Right.
Like there was that one movie. It was about they were researching AIDS. Like it was taking place in the 80s, and they were trying to research where AIDS was coming from, what's going on with it, how to stop it. I don't remember the name. Lily Tomlin was in it. I don't remember the name of the movie, but he was good in that. But again, he was playing that same type of role.
And Lily Tomlin makes everyone look great.
I thought Modine was good. He was in, what was it, The Dark Knight or The Dark Knight Rises, where he was that police chief. I thought he did a good job in that. I mean, he didn't have a big part, but I thought he was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Keaton just knocks it out of the park every single time.
Every time in the strangest roles.
So yesterday, he won a SAG award for that miniseries he did on Amazon called Dope Sick, which we've talked about quite a bit.
Love that show.
Very, very well done. Very sad, but very well done. I would say the whole cast did well.
Yeah.
What's in it? Caitlin Dever, Sammy's favorite. She was in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm drawing a blank. Oh, Rosario Dawson was in it. There were some good names in it. She's very good, too. I like her.
Yeah, me too.
So he gave a speech. So Dope Sick was a miniseries loosely based on...
Not very loosely.
Yeah, but I'm saying loosely because these characters were fictional.
Yeah, but not all the characters were fictional, and they there were a lot of them that the exact same situation happened to all of them. Then they just created a series. So the pharmaceutical family that did all this, all of that stuff was absolutely true.
But the oxycodone situation and how people just became so addicted to it. So Keaton was the leading role in that miniseries. So he won a SAG award for it. First, it was really funny because when that category came up and they were announcing the nominees and then the winner, Keaton was in the bathroom.
He had to go pee-pees.
So there's Selma Hayek, which is fine. If you're going to wait for somebody, well, then throw Selma Hayek on the stage. That's fine.
Her thing was like, Michael, hurry up, I have stage fright. I'm like, you do this for a living.
No, she doesn't.
What do you mean?
She's not a stage performer.
Oh, yeah, that is true. I just think if there's a camera in front of you, you obviously you got to be, you can't be petrified about it.
I disagree.
Because she looked petrified.
And because she has stage fright. There's plenty of people that are great in movies that can't do stage.
Yeah.
You get to do a take a million times over until you get it right.
Right. And
I've heard nothing. I've heard nothing but negative stuff about Al Pacino when he does stage.
Yeah.
I know a few people that have seen him and stuff, and they say he was absolutely awful. So she's on stage and she was getting, and you see her, she's holding the statue, and you see her, she's just like,
she's like, She's like, this is. She just has this look on her face like it's her worst nightmare.
And then they do a big, they have a big shot of the whole room, and you see either, people are either applauding or people are like this. Finally, and she's like you said, she's yelling, "Michael, I have stage fright. Where are you, Michael?" And then finally, you start to hear the crowd get louder. So and they go back to the big view, and you see him running through the room.
And he was cute because he gets to the stage. He gets to the stage and realizes he's nowhere by the stairs, so he just does a tumble roll to get himself on the stage.
Yeah,
he's
that was
very
funny
cute.
Too. And that too. I mean, it's weird to think about that because he does do stuff like that. He still has a great energy. He's still doing leading roles. The guy is 70-something years old.
I know, but he lives in Montana?
Yeah.
And he, every time you see him interviewed, he's on some tractor working his field. So he, he doesn't or he's fly fishing or.
But it's just weird. And a guy like, people like us that, grew up in the 80s, which is when he really, made his mark. It's just weird to think of him as 70.
Yeah. Yeah, because he looks about 15 years younger. Hello,
Absolutely.
Deborah Carollo. She said she's here from New Rochelle.
Oh. Do we know her?
We do now.
Oh, well, thanks for watching, Deborah Carollo from New Rochelle. What's happening in New Rochelle? Anything good?
But anyway, so yeah, he gave this really nice speech because he his nephew just in 2017, his sister Pam.
I have 16.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, what happened? He killed himself, or what happened?
No, or
he died from drugs.
Yeah, he was a drug addict. Michael Keaton's sister, Pam's son. So Michael Keaton's nephew. He was a drug addict and he died from a heroin overdose in 2016.
Yeah.
So that's the
it's
subject
probably one of the
matter
main
of this
reasons
show,
why he took
Dope
the
Sick.
role.
Yeah, and he dedicated it at the end of his speech. He gave a very funny speech. Then it got interesting, and then it got sad. As he was dedicating it to his sister, he broke down and was crying, and he could barely get through it.
Yeah, it's so
and then
hard.
he dedicated it to his nephew Michael, which was very nice. It was a nice moment, and I've always enjoyed even that too. You see him on a talk show and stuff. He's just fun to watch. He seems like a really good guy.
You're right. It probably has someone because he was a comedian, a stand-up comedian. So
he did start off as a stand-up comedian. Yes,
probably just as you were saying, it is different. Someone who can be on the stage and someone who likes to be just in movies. He has it all. He's all of it. So he is pretty interesting.
I said Michael Douglas because that is actually his real name.
Oh, really?
Michael John Douglas.
And he changed it because of Michael Douglas?
That would be my guess.
Yeah.
I don't know where he got the name Keaton from. I don't know if it's a Buster Keaton, tribute. I don't know.
But it is a skill set. Like I remember one Academy Award time, and I think it was the Academy Awards. Something happened where someone wasn't coming on stage, or they had something.
Oh yeah, it's a woman.
Was it?
Yeah, who was also in the bathroom?
No. Well, maybe.
Sorry.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the situation was, but and Robin Williams just jumped on stage and took over. And you'd think if someone doesn't understand the industry, they'd be like, "Oh wow, Robin Williams, he just has to be in the camera all the time. Look how he." But he was like, "I can do this. I can make this better. I have the skill set. I'm just going to go up and help." And it was beautiful. He just kept everyone entertained and worked the crowd, and which he does. He's phenomenal at, and so it's like I guess you do have to think like someone who's just a movie star who's fantastic at what they do. They wouldn't think to themselves, "Let me help."
They had, I don't remember what awards this was. I don't know if this was Oscars, Tonys. I don't remember what it was. And this has got to be 25, 30 years ago probably, where they tried to make it more entertaining, where if someone wasn't there to accept an award, they had like a designated winner.
Oh, really?
Somebody who would just run, but they picked one person.
So it's the same one person collecting?
Yeah, for everybody that wasn't there. So at first, it seemed like a funny idea. And of course, only certain people would take a job like that. And it was Tony Danza.
Oh, really?
Now, again,
that's so weird.
I am not a Tony Danza fan.
That could have been good.
So, but I'll tell you, at first it was funny because they announced in the beginning, special appearances by this one, and our designated award
collector.
And they show him, right? And he's sitting there like this.
Hoping someone doesn't show up.
Yeah, like he's going to win, you know?
Yeah.
So I thought that was funny. And the first time, they call him up, it was funny, like, I don't know, somebody like a Glenn Close wins, but here comes Tony Danza, you know, I accept this honor. Yeah, So it was kind of funny at first.
Right.
But he kept going up there so many times. You're like, all right, this is stupid. One of the last times he went up there, he actually said, he's grabbing the award and he goes on the mic, he goes, man, am I going to kill my manager for this? Which was the funniest thing I think this guy ever said ever. But
you know what they should do? Like I'm sure they just went back to doing what they ever. But what if they got like John Santos and
John Santo,
and they had him go up and
he just impersonated these winners?
Yeah, but they know who's going to be there or not. They know who has a seat and who hasn't showed up. So like, let's say it is Glenn Close. Like have her yellow hair and whatever she would wear, and like whatever the 5 people that don't show up, have him dress really quickly, run out there, and then impersonate them. That would be good.
That would be funny.
That would be really funny, and he could do it.
We were once hired because Knockem did comedy. We do game shows, murder mysteries, but custom comedy work. We'll do almost anything. Murder, for real. We'll do that for you. We were once hired. Somebody had, what was it? Was it a wedding? I don't even remember what the occasion was, but they brought in a videographer to get video footage of whatever the event was, and it was a big to do. But then they were paying big money for this thing, so they had the videographer also edit and put together like a short 15-minute film of this event.
Okay.
So this guy, and it was a private affair. It wasn't like a corporate event. It was just one guy who had, who was paying for all this. He rented out a movie theater, and he invited everybody that was at this event to now come to watch the movie.
Okay.
And they had food, and it was basically just another event. But he put together at this movie theater a red carpet. So he brought us in. We were like, we were paparazzi. We were bouncers,
okay. And to kind of make it like going to the Oscars.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he brought in a Joan Rivers impersonator to do the red carpet interviews.
Oh, that's cool.
This woman was spot on.
Huh, nice.
She was fantastic. We took pictures. I do have them somewhere. And we just had an absolute blast.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Joking around for this event. And she nailed Joan Rivers, man. She was so good at it. Mm-hmm. So to your point, that would be pretty funny.
Yeah, it would be funny. Like I could just see him doing it and doing it really well.
James Thompson, there was a Mrs. Putin, but like so many other folks who disappoint Vladimir, she went on permanent vacation somewhere in the Baltic Sea.
Yeah, I wonder if she's still alive. Like she seemed like a nice lady on 2020.
Hello.
Like I'm like, has no one pulled her aside and been like, dude, pick someone else?
Hello there, Beansy. Fremder, any female actor that wins the Golden Globes are probably likely to win the SAG.
And I was looking at other like winners and losers of it. And I know you didn't see Squid Game.
Squid Game?
Squid Game. Sorry, there. But I was sad because we saw we watched together the morning show.
We did.
So the morning show was up against Squid Game.
Oh, for what?
Like for best actor, like Jennifer Aniston and Billy Crudup.
They were up for best actor?
Yeah.
I think Crudup won another year for that show, didn't he?
And then Lasso. Have you heard of that?
Ted Lasso, yeah.
They won practically everything. What
Everybody
is that?
we talked to. Oh,
What
we've
is
had
it?
plenty of people. In fact, it came up the other night on Saturday night show.
Dumb it
Somebody
down.
brought
What's it about?
I don't know.
Oh, all right. But they beat Steve
everybody.
Martin and Martin
Only Murders in the Building?
for best actor in that too.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah. Everybody who's watched it says it's fantastic. Maybe we'll make that our next show.
And Squid Game beat and this because I watched Cobra Kai and Loki and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I haven't seen Mayor of Easttown, but the winner of that entire group was Squid Game, and it just wasn't. I mean, it was shocking at first, but it was stupid.
That's all I've heard. Everybody says it starts off great, and then after a while it's like it's too
It was just
weird.
a little shocking, and I wouldn't say the acting was good at all.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, at all. So I was like a little sad about that. But, yeah.
Well, I got one more point that proves how cool Michael Keaton is.
Oh, okay.
Back when he was filming Batman, 89, 90, whatever year that was.
Yeah.
He had a clause in his contract that allowed him to take a break from filming if the Pittsburgh Pirates made the postseason.
Really? That's really cute.
So what they did is they just, for everybody's sake, they just scheduled
Around
a break
anyway.
from filming anyway. The Pirates,
just in case.
The Pirates didn't make the postseason that year.
Yeah.
But
do they ever?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
But you're not.
I would have been like,
sure. You can't just schedule it just in case, or you can't. You can't mess with people scheduling like that. So they was just like, fine, we'll just break from filming during that time.
Yeah, but they're not a great team. It would be like, him saying that about the Mets. You could pretty much guarantee I would work around it.
I think the Mets, they might be one of the few teams that have made the postseason more than the Pittsburgh Pirates. I'd have to look that up, but
if you was a Yankees fan, that would be a problem.
Yeah, right. Well, it basically would just be every October I don't work.
Right. That's cool though. I like that.
See, I told you. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
All right. So, what do you got? Anything?
No, I had just that stuff. So, if you have other stuff.
The Great Resignation has spawned a cottage of industry. Excuse me, I'm going to start that again.
The Great Registration?
The Great Resignation.
Oh, of who? Oh, I have to be patient and wait.
No.
What?
The Great Resignation. The Great Quit. How many times have we talked about it in here?
Okay.
How everybody's quitting their jobs.
Just the times. Okay. I don't know if someone that you were specifically talking about. I'm going to shut up.
Like there's a person. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. The Great Resignation.
I know. Like maybe it was like some big thing. Like, I don't know. Someone quit.
The Great Resignation has spawned a cottage industry of experts arguing over exactly who is quitting and why. It is mostly service workers looking for better pay or burnt-out office staff. How many people are quitting to start their own businesses? How much of it is about the dire state of childcare? These pieces are fascinating. But if you're an employer worried about staffing your business, there's also a distraction from your main concern. What employers want to know is simple. How do you get your people to stick around? Helpfully, all the discussion about why people are quitting has spawned plenty of concrete suggestions for employers. Flexibility, meaning a healthy culture, clear opportunities for career progression, and as ever, decent pay and humane scheduling have all been flagged as important for retention by experts. And don't forget the health benefits. But a new study underlines the power of one of the simplest factors of all. Guess what that is?
Something that wasn't mentioned
Yeah.
that employees want.
That will help them stick around.
And it's not pay, and it's not health care, and it's not
Well, it's
flex
those things
time.
too, but something else.
No, but something
else on
other
top of
than
it.
that.
Yes.
And it's not like a perk.
It
Being
can
able to
be.
work from home sometimes, but that's flex time.
Right, that's flex time, yeah.
Gas for your company car. I don't know. What? I got it? What?
No, that wasn't it.
Oh, you just a pat on the back? Acknowledgement of good work.
Gratitude. I led you to it by pat. I knew you'd get it after I pat you on the back.
Yeah. I would think that would be the least on the list, because that's what it used to be. Like we're not going to raise you any more money, but we're going to be just really nice to you. And
well, listen to this next sentence. The words "thank you" matters more than you might think. So it's like they heard you just now. We found that receiving gratitude energized healthcare workers on the job and significantly improved what? We found that receiving gratitude energized healthcare workers on the job. I'm going to read that again. Did that come out right?
I think it did.
We found that receiving gratitude energized healthcare workers on the job. Yeah, okay. And significantly improved their family life by making them better spouses. Gratitude, it would appear, has greater impact on the recipient than many might think, the authors of a report said.
And where's the report? What's this report about?
I got this from Inc.com.
Okay.
But it wasn't their report, I don't believe.
I think back in the day when we used to have full health care, I remember the first time they're like, oh yeah, well, we're going to pay 75% of your health care, but you have to contribute a little. I was like, what?
Oh yeah. And then it dominoed into we're paying for pretty much all of it.
And then, the first time that I went to the doctor and they're like, well, you have to pay a $10 copay. I'm like, what? And now even and then it used to be and then it was a $20 copay. And then it was, well, you don't have to pay the copay if it's just a wellness visit. And then also wellness visits were $20 copay. It's enough already. You could keep your pat on the back. Just pay my health care.
Well, that's the thing. I think
go back to that. 'Cause
yeah,
we're not back to that.
As that stuff was taken away, then they would still say, but thanks. No.
No,
right.
You could thank me by paying for my health care.
And then the article suggests how to gratitude write. A thank you from someone who concretely benefits from your work might seem like a small thing, but its impacts on energy and performance can be profound. And so many workers need a lift in those areas after 2 years of pandemic chaos. We believe our findings can be extrapolated to workers in other essential services such as public transportation, sanitation, delivery, and food. So, maybe, I think this kind of makes sense. And all this, especially with the craziness of the pandemic, and we live in this society of social media battles, and that's all you hear on the news now. It's now become news stories where so-and-so tweeted this today, and then so-and-so chimed in and said this. Who cares?
Right.
But in this world where there's a lot of fighting, a lot of bitching, a lot of craziness, and you're busting your ass to make ends meet, maybe it is nice,
Of course it's nice, but who cares if they're not going to pay a good wage and pay health care and give you time off when you need?
But that's not what I'm saying. I'm not talking about the employer. I'm talking about as the employee. You call me up and I took care of something for you, whether it's on a computer or I came to your house to fix something. The thank you coming from you, I think because they're not saying that a thank you just from your employer. They're just saying a thank you.
Okay.
So that still, I think, carries a lot of weight with people. Mr. Miyagi likes to watch when Ralph Macchio whacks off.
Fremder?
Yeah. But I don't know why he said that. At least we usually know why he said something.
No, we don't.
No, we don't
I'm just kidding,
understand
Andy.
it, or we don't laugh, but this time I don't know why he said that. So I think that still carries weight. When you're getting a thank you from a person that truly appreciates what you did. No, you don't want to thank you from your boss. You want to thank me? Yeah, pay for my medical.
And it's just, what did we watch the other day? We watched, why I'm just in a bad mood about it all? What did we watch the other day? We watched a documentary on Murdoch. What was his name?
Oh, Jeffrey Epstein?
No. Bernie Murdoch?
Bernie Madoff. We didn't watch the documentary. We watched the thing that where De Niro played Madoff.
Yeah. And it was so disgusting. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't just him. It was just that lifestyle of people being taken advantage of him that were just giving him, millions and billions of dollars that they didn't care about or need. And the company that these people that were getting screwed, everyone was making just the lowest amount of money that they could make. That's what makes me mad. I think there should be some type of percentage that you have to pay your workers if you're making so much money. It was just disgusting.
Oh.
So yeah, you want people to work for you? How about you don't get $1 million bonus in March, and how about you trickle down a little bit?
Fremder said that because you mentioned Cobra Kai.
Oh, I love Cobra Kai.
But he actually redeemed himself a little bit. I mean, I've heard this before, but it's still funny. He said, Birdie made off with a lot of people's money. Get it? I agree. What made me sick about this movie...
The wealth that the small amount of people have.
Right. And how they're so... Even though they have that wealth, it's still not enough for them to give back a little bit.
Yeah.
And there's a scene in this movie, and who knows... I don't know if this whole thing was fiction or what, but I'm sure...
I don't think it was. I think a lot of the stuff was reported because it wasn't like these things were done in private.
Right.
They're done with like a wait staff that can...
Well, right, and that's where I was going with this. There was a scene where where Bernie was having a party. I don't know if it was his house or a club, but it was something
Out
on a
in the
beach.
Hamptons.
Yeah, probably. I believe
it was in the Hamptons.
Right, but I don't know if this was taking place at his house or if it was at a place. I think it was his house. And they show him before the party starts, and he's totally belittling the staff. He found a plate that had like just a speck. Like it wasn't really dirty. It wasn't filthy. It was just a speck. And he just starts screaming at everybody, and he throws the plate. And of course, the plate cracks in a million pieces.
And people are scrambling to like sweep it up. And
Right.
you're like,
and
here's this disgusting man who's stolen everyone's lives. And he's like criticizing this poor waiter.
And then just the smugness of the people at the party, like Bernie is greeting almost all the women of all ages at this party by grabbing their ass.
Yeah, that was disturbing.
Then you had his right-hand man, whose name I don't remember, but played by Hank Azaria.
Who was an excellent actor in this.
Yeah, and he's going off on... He's going on this huge rant that's totally degrading to women, talking about... He's raiding their private parts, basically. And all these smug men with their... sweaters tied around their necks and wearing their pink shirts, and they're all sitting there.
It was gross.
It really kind of puts things in perspective, because if that's the way you are when you have money, then
don't complain. No one wants to work for you.
Well, I'm just thinking I don't want to be that person. If that's how you are when you're rich, it was just a disgusting display. And then Bernie himself, how he did this with all the, he didn't just hurt rich people. I mean, there were people that put their life savings.
His sister-in-law and her family.
Right.
Like anyone.
Right. And how he wasn't just stone-faced like that because he wasn't trying to, because he didn't want to say anything stupid. This guy was not remorseful. And he really just...
It's like a sociopath.
Yeah, he just did this because he wanted to be a billionaire.
Yeah. No,
really didn't seem to have remorse. The only complaints he ever had was about how he looked on TV.
Right.
He was a pathetic person, but.
And it shows like money can't help you from hardly anything, because, he only has 2 sons. One of them hung himself after all this. Yeah. And then the other one had cancer and died.
Right. Well, right. And all that money, all those connections, still can't save you if you're, from all that sickness.
Yeah.
Like
Paul McCartney's wife. It's like, it's so sad. I'm sure he would have given up everything just to save Linda.
Right. When that's 25 years ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a freaking Beatle, and you still can't save your wife. Oh, you know what? There's a picture I wanted to show you, and we'll end with it because I think it's pretty funny. But while she's loading up this picture, I just wanted to let you guys know we announced it quickly on Friday, but I wanted to just reiterate March 15th here at Governor's. We've talked at length about John Truson and the comedy class he has here. And, of course, at the brokerage in Belmore, you also have the Stand-Up University with Rich Walker and Peter Bales. Here at Now hit the date modified thing. Down. Date modified. See where? No. Where you were.
Oh, got it. Sorry. Today?
I think it's that. Wait a minute. Can you?
Did you put on yesterday?
No. Yeah. Go with that top one. I think that might be it. But that's. Yeah, you got to drag it in.
It's just thinking.
Oh yeah, that's it. But now you see it. All right. I wanted to surprise you on the air with it.
Oh, sorry.
Just drag it. Oh.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
I didn't know why you weren't just dragging it.
It was large.
Oh. We have the comedy class. We have the stand-up university. Well, now Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. It will be hosting an improv class. Learn the art of improv. Guess who's hosting? Guess who's instructing the class? Our one and only, our pal, our good friend, frequent visitor, John Dorsey. And it starts March 15th. It runs for I think it's like 6 or 7 or 8 weeks. I think it's 6. John has been an instructor for improv for a long time. He teaches it on other parts of Long Island. He's now going to start teaching it in these neck of the woods, right here at the legendary Governor's. So now you put the picture up.
Do you want me to take it off?
Yeah, it has nothing to do with...
Oh.
What happened?
Nothing. I didn't know what you were doing.
So, John has been teaching improv for a long time, and the class starts March 15th. It'll be held in the Giggle Room, and just like all the other comedy classes that the club has, there will be a graduation show where the public can come see a fun night of improv. That'll be at the end of April sometime. So we're very excited about that. So go to govs.com and just look in the scheduling, where they list all the shows. It's in there for March 15th. John Dorsey. And hopefully this becomes a regular thing. And we're really excited about it. So govs.com, John Dorsey. John, you've seen John here. You've seen the tremendous job he does as an improv guy. If you remember last year on President's Day, so just a little over a year ago, when he came in here as Abe Lincoln, and totally nailed it. Will Sharon was George Washington, but even Will, after a while, was like, all right, took everything off and was back to Will, where John never broke, stayed as Abe Lincoln until we went off the air, and I think stayed that way for a couple of days. So, and I've seen him in improv shows before I even knew him. In fact, that was the first time I ever saw the guy. I never heard of him before, and I went to an improv show, and there he was fantastic. And I had seen him do improv probably 3 or 4 times before we actually even met face to face. So,
yeah, he's the master.
Yeah, and he's done work with Knockem Dead Comedy where there's not so much improv, but ad-libbing. But, having an improv background definitely, what better to help with ad-libbing than an improv experience. So he's done a phenomenal job with Knockem Dead Comedy. We wish, that's one of the downsides of him being so good. He's so busy that he can't work with us more. But, so again, March 15th, we start an improv class here at Governor's in Levittown. John Dorsey as your instructor, happening in the Giggle Room. And then there will be a graduation class that will take place in the big room. So go to govs.com and sign up today. It's going to be great. Really looking forward to that. So, all right, with that, I was going to end the show with that photo. Mark David Hirschman posted that photo this morning. Of how he, I think his post was he's gotten 35 haircuts there just this month alone. I thought that was funny. No?
Sure. Sorry. No, I'm just thrown by it because you said not to look at it, so I wasn't looking at it. And I thought you wanted me to put it up. You were going to talk about it.
I was.
So I wasn't reading it, so I thought it had something to do with John. Oh. So I wasn't looking at it, and then it turned out that I wasn't supposed to have it up. So
that's why I said while you're getting that, I'll talk about this. But and your friend, I'll definitely take one of those comedy classes soon. Yeah. Well, James Thompson liked the picture. Yeah. Mark David Hirschman posted that photo this morning, and said he's gotten like 35 haircuts there this month. Will Sharon commented, "So I love that place, but I can never find it."
That's funny.
I thought that was a funny way to end the show. All right, we're out of here. Today is Monday. We got Steve Square coming your way at 6:30. We got Flip Tracks. Do you know who is on Flip Tracks tonight?
No, they actually postponed.
Oh, they're not on tonight?
Nope.
Oh. What happened? Do we know?
Yeah, the guest canceled last minute.
Son of a...
But they canceled and, postponed. So
Already has a new date?
Yeah.
All right.
March 8th.
March 8th. That's next week.
Yeah, I'm gonna come in on a day that he
that's a
normally
Tuesday.
doesn't. Yeah.
What's happening here?
I don't know. Oh, no, sorry. Actually, I'm already confusing it. Joey Petroni is swapping dates, and he's going to come in Tuesday. But Flip Tracks did postpone to another time.
Oh, so Joey Petroni's not on tomorrow. He's coming in next Tuesday.
I believe so.
Oh, so tomorrow is just Hershey and the Keegs.
Yeah.
And then next week is Joey. Okay. And tonight is just Steve, no Flip Tracks.
Correct. Sorry about that.
Okay. But coming at you in just a little while, 3 p.m., we got the Q&A with Elio Pace, who is kicking off a tour right here in March. Just announced a fall tour as well, which is selling very, very well.
And explain. It's like, because, if you're just tuning in for the first time, Elio Pace may not mean something to you because he's in England, but talk about Billy Joel. How a lot of the questions will revolve around that.
Elio Pace is an English musician. He's a singer-songwriter in England. He's put out some of his own music. He's played with some of the biggest names in England. And he put together what he calls the Billy Joel Songbook, where it's a theater show where he discusses and plays Billy Joel music because Elio believes that Billy Joel is the best American singer-songwriter ever.
Yeah.
So he put together the show, very successful. He's been doing it for several years now. It's gone very well. Every year it seems to just graduate to bigger and bigger venues, and it's just taking off more and more as time goes on. So what Elio has done, he's also done an Elvis Presley show, but now he's doing, since the Billy Joel thing has taken off so well, he's now doing these shows where he does full albums of Billy Joel's. I think the first one was The Stranger, and... Oh, no, the first one was Innocent Man and Glass Houses. He did The Stranger and... I don't remember.
Was it Piano Man?
No, he hasn't done Piano Man yet.
Oh, okay.
But he's done several albums. He's done... he's done The Stranger. He's done Glass Houses. He's done Songs in the Attic, I think.
I mean, he plays them all, and he talks, it's a beautiful conversation about all of them.
So in March, he does 2 albums at a time. He'll do one album, there's an intermission, plays the second album, then there you go. So in March, he's doing Billy Joel's Street Life Serenade and 52nd Street, which 52nd Street is just one of Billy Joel's best. Street Life Serenade is great. All of his albums are great, but some are just, amazing. And 52nd Street is up there. So that's what he's kicking off in March. In the fall, August, September, October, he's doing just the regular Billy Joel Songbook, which, again, has been selling like crazy. It just went on sale a few days ago, and it's been selling like mad, which is very
the
exciting
first day.
to see.
Didn't he have like 1,000 people bought tickets like the first day?
Yeah. So, so he's going to...
and he's interesting and funny, and him and Tony have great conversations together.
Yeah, we do have a lot of fun. So we'll
tune in at 3.
And submit your questions. If you want to email us, if you want to message us through our Facebook page, Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, that's where you can submit your questions. You still can, or even in the comments during the show. No guarantee I'll get to them in the comments, but I'll do my best.
On YouTube. He'll read the comments on YouTube.
on the YouTube Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. That's where we'll be interacting through the YouTube channel. So if you want to ask a question during the show, submit it in the comment thread on the YouTube channel, which I will be posting the link once the show comes on, like we do here. So that's at 3:00 today. We're doing it at 3:00 because we wanted to show in England where the tour is happening at 8 o'clock. So if you can't watch it at 3, you can still watch it, afterwards, in replay. And even though we won't be live, it'll still be fun to watch because we always have a great time with Elio. So there you go. All right, everybody enjoy the rest of your Monday. Hopefully we'll see you at 3 o'clock. And enjoy Steve Square tonight at 6:30. Sallie and I will see you tomorrow for Tuesday Trivia.
Tuesday Trivia.
See you tomorrow at 11. See ya.